The seven-stage process is what we have broken down the entire mortgage transaction to be in seven very simple stages, so that the borrower, when entering into the process, knows what to expect. The reason we came up with the seven-stage process was because we felt there was a void in the market where mortgage clients were not receiving proper tracking and proper updating throughout the mortgage process. Not only the borrowers that are actually going for the mortgage, but with also the real estate agents and the attorneys included in the process. We felt an easy way to keep everyone on the same page and help everyone through the process together as a unified team would be to create the seven stages and apply this as a tracking method and also an informational method throughout the entire mortgage transaction. It just really allows us to simplify things, keep everyone on the same page, and pursue the closing in a more efficient and streamlined manner. We use Encompass, our origination software, because it's the most cutting-edge technology in the mortgage industry these days. It allows us to do a lot of different things as well as administer the seven stages of the mortgage process. But it also allows for online collaboration with our borrowers. They can sign on to the website and constantly see the status of their loan at any point. So in case they were wondering where things stood, it helps them, again, get through the process with a little bit more peace of mind. That streamlining makes for a much more comfortable process and ultimately allows for a more satisfactory process for the borrowers and everyone else included in the mortgage transaction. The seven stages are broken down in the first stage as the application taking or the starting of the application. What that is that I take the information from the borrower and we take all necessary information that would be needed to assess whether this borrower is qualified for a mortgage. Once we have all that information, it's entered into the loan origination software, our Encompass software. The second stage is pre-qualifying the mortgage. That pre-qualification process is actually the most thorough that I know of in this industry. We analyze all of the borrower's documents, we analyze all of the information that they had given us over the telephone or in person, and we make sure that it aligns with current lending guidelines. Once we know that it aligns with current lending guidelines, we then will issue a pre-approval on the mortgage, letting them and also the real estate agents involved with the transaction know that they are qualified for a mortgage at a certain amount. There's also a couple other things that happen in this stage. The stage two being the most important. We also decide on what kind of pricing and mortgage product the client sees sufficient for their particular situation and scenario. We will then draw up a loan packet that has all the necessary documents needed these days to move forward with the mortgage transaction. We will then meet with the client to review all of these documents so that they're in full understanding of the process and of the loan that they're taking. And then finally, we will get an appraisal ordered after this signed documentation is given back to us. We will order an appraisal to assess the value of the home so that we know that the product or the house that these people are trying to purchase or refinance is of value. Once you're completed with all those different things in stage two, we then move to stage three. Stage three is the processing of the actual file. Processing means that we're sending the loan documentation and the signed paperwork to our processor to prepare the file for underwriting. She gathers everything, stacks everything in the order that's needed so that it can be underwritten in the most streamlined manner possible. We then go to stage four. Stage four is the underwriting and approval of the mortgage. During this stage, our underwriter reviews the loan documentation to make sure that everything aligns with current lending guidelines. Once this is done, we are issuing a commitment and approval on the loan with any outstanding conditions that are requested. We then go on to stage five. During this stage, we're clearing all the outstanding conditions and the underwriter reviews and clears these conditions. Once done, the loan packet goes to the closing department, in which the closing department will finalize all of the necessary documentation to send over to the settlement agent so we can have our clients close on the mortgage. Stage six is then the clients actually sitting down and signing this documentation and finalizing all of the mortgage transaction. Stage seven is the final stage of the process. Once all the documents are signed by the borrower, we will then wire all the funds to the settlement agent so that they can send those funds to the appropriate parties. Whether it be a purchase or whether it be a refinance, these funds are sent in a timely manner so we can complete the transaction.